Alright, so it looks like I'm meeting with Bailey and Claire today to further discuss last week's conversation about late documentation. They should be coming in here shortly. One's not getting the information completed within the time frame, so we'll see how this conversation goes today.
Whew, alrighty, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing today?
Thank you.
Good. Alright, well, it's been brought to my attention that there's been some incomplete and late documentation, and I kind of want to further a conversation from last week to see if there's anything I can do to assist to help the process.
Yeah, so thank you for coming today. I did bring up to Jane's attention that we're having some improper documentation in the charts with patients. I know that you are the coordinator between helping them transition from from inpatient to outpatient and visiting them in the homes. However, since my staff and I, during our shifts as a nurse, we need to properly document and see what is every step that has been going on. And then when I checked a couple charts, there was some missing information that was incomplete. And that really just doesn't help us because we don't know, if they have, what they did throughout the day. And it's very important for the next shift lead to be able to see that and kind of go from there.
Perfect. Well, thank you for sharing. Bailey, I just kind of like to discuss with you, kind of see what's going on, because I'm hearing from Claire that your work has been late recently. So
I don't see why it's so important. It's gonna get done. I don't get why we have to rush. I have a lot of other things to do. I have a lot of clients coming in every day. I have no other supports. I just don't understand why it has to be done right at this moment. It's gonna get done. I'm going to these people's houses anyway, so it's gonna get done.
I understand that's very frustrating and it's very time consuming. You have a high caseload. So you're doing pretty well, but I do want to let you know that our policy does state within the 24 hours that all documentation needs to be completed between the social workers and the nurses. So if you're comfortable, would you please mind breaking down what's going on so we can try to see where there's time so we can get the documentation done within that 24 hours?
I come in every day. I do my work. I see my clients in-house. And unfortunately, that takes up a majority of my day. We have to clock out of here at a certain time, and I finish that, I have to get home. I have to handle things at home too, and there's just no time between those two transitions. But I get it done. It's just not done at the time that you all want me to have it done.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well, maybe we can further discuss this. It is a lot of work to get done, and how many home visits are you doing on a day?
13.
That's a pretty few.
Yes.
And I'm assuming there's a lot of traveling involved as well.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe we can look at hiring another person to kind of reduce your caseload a little bit. Do you think that would help?
I mean, I love my clients. I love these clients, and I like working hard. It's just those documents are just hard to fill out. It's just.
What part of the documents is hard for you to fill out?
Definitely the client criminal history section. I feel like me and my clients are discussing other areas, and then that's just never brought up, and so it's just hard for me to get done. And then at my previous agency, we didn't have to worry about that. That wasn't even a big thing. I don't know why it's so important here. Why are you guys so focused on that?
So like I mentioned before, it's very important because since we rotate shifts and kind of work with different people, they also need to be well informed as to the issues with the clients. And if you don't document it, then unfortunately we don't really know what's going on. I don't know how they did things at your previous employment, but it's really important for you to get those sections done. And the supervisor mentioned, you have 24 hours, so it's kind of a nice leeway to be able to get everything done, but it is very important for us to be able to assess and help patients too.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, and if either of you need help, my door is always open. Please let me know, and if there's anything I can do to assist to get this documentation done within the 24 hours.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll try to work on it. It's going to be difficult transition, but if I have you all as supports, I think I should be able to do it. That'll be my goal for the next section.
Thank you for understanding.
you.
Any other questions that you guys have today?
That is it, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you both for coming.
Thank you.